Hey guys, so welcome back to the final video on Neurodeck here. This will be my final video showcasing all of the phobias that I have collected so far, I've encountered and defeated so far in this game. Now, the game is still in the demo version, so it's not as refined as it can be. There are still some unclarities to its gameplay, to some of the keywords that are in the cards that it still needs to be explained a little bit more clearly, and some of the mechanics still can be a little bit more clear in its delivery. So, but for this video, I will just go through all of the phobias. I will have my second screen on the side here to show you just like if the phobia is an actual phobia. I think all of these phobias are actual phobias. So yeah, I will just go on Google search. The first one here is pronunciation. Wait, how do I... Okay, let's see here. How to say agoraphobia?
Agoraphobia.
Agoraphobia, there it is. Okay, right. Okay. Agoraphobia is a fear of crowds, I believe. Fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult or that help wouldn't be available if things go wrong. Many people assume agoraphobia is simply a fear of open spaces, but it's actually a more complex condition. Someone with agoraphobia may be scared of traveling on public transport. Okay, I thought it's fear of crowds, but I guess it's fear of crowded spaces and like fear of just not very crowded spaces and you can't escape like that. The crowd is like an invisible giant, ubiquitous. The threat is a common soul, like a dark god summoned force. A heavy and unpredictable movement submerges it and transforms the crowd into a mob, a monster of hatred and fear, crushing anything that doesn't blindly follow it. Okay. So it has 5 abilities in this game. And then we have Arachnophobia, a mirror image vaguely resembling one of these creatures makes you jump in horror. It's nothing more than a survival instinct inherited from our ancestors. Look more closely. Don't they look like sort of strange hand? A hand without body, grasping you in its web, a complete symbol of abusive dependency. Yeah, fear of spiders. Blenophobia. Yuck. This is, I believe, fear of something slimy. Fear of slime. We all know what arachnophobia is, so yeah, no need to search that out. Okay, Wikipedia page. Blenophobia, the rational fear of slime. Okay, Entomophobia. Little creatures don't eat big creatures? Really? These horrid, disgusting, and insignificant creatures, sometimes so small we can't even see them, can enter your body while you sleep and suffocate you, poison you, lay their eggs in you, and devour you from the inside out. Don't fall asleep. So this is the fear of insects. Entomophobia is an extreme and persistent fear of insects, right? It's what referred to as a specific phobia, which is a phobia that focuses on a particular object. And insect phobia is one of the most common types of specific phobias. A phobia is overwhelming and causes significant anxiety. Okay, good. So, that's the... Sorry, give me a second. Here... Right, wait. Alright, somehow my mic is getting softer and softer for some reason. But, okay. Anyway, so let's finish this video here. Haptophobia. Let's see. Haptophobia. Touching your body is touching your soul, and you don't trust others to be well-intentioned. Voluntarily or unknowingly, they will harm you. People with haptophobia will have a fear of being touched. With haptophobia, human touch can be overpowering and even painful. In some cases, the fear is specific to only one gender, while in other cases, the fear relates to all people. Haptophobia may also be referred to as schizophobia or aphophobia. So this is like, yeah, you see this I think more common in women, in female, in the women, for obvious reasons that I won't go to specifics, but yeah, that's that. Heliophobia. Everything can be hidden in the dark. They see you, but you don't see them, and without a doubt, nothing is worse than what is left to your imagination. It is quite simply the worst you can imagine, your greatest fear. Helio, I think, what's the difference between heliophobia? Heliophobia is the fear of sunlight or any bright light. And Nyctophobia is a fear of darkness. Fear of darkness, right? Yep. Nyctophobia is the extreme fear of night or darkness that can cause intense symptoms of anxiety and depression. A fear becomes a phobia when it's excessive, irrational, or impacts your day-to-day life. Being afraid of the dark often starts in childhood and is viewed as a normal part of development. I mean, fearing of the dark is normal, but like having it develop into an actual phobia is not normal. The parents should be educating the child on that darkness should not be feared, and that they shouldn't scare their children on like what's hidden underneath your bed or in your closet and all that stuff. So I mean, like I think having fear of the dark is normal, because people, like most people, they don't fear what they don't know. If they can't see it, they would fear it. They will have some sort of fear towards it. But there are many like treatment, and you can talk to people. You can like do all sorts of remedies that lowers that fear level, so that it doesn't develop into something like a phobia. Okay, next. Herpetophobia. Herpetophobia. Fear of reptiles. People with herpetophobia are most often afraid of reptiles like snakes and lizards. However, they may also be afraid of other reptiles such as turtles, alligators, and crocodiles. Herpetophobia is a specific phobia, which is a kind of anxiety or disorder. So, I mean, personally, I don't like snakes either, because they can potentially kill me. Like crocodiles, alligators, same thing. But I've had pet turtles before. I think maybe a lizard, I don't remember, but like those don't really scare me as much. Like simply because snakes and alligators, I mean, why would I go and pet them? Like there's no reason for me to go and pet them. They can bite me and I would die. So there's that difference there to a turtle and a lizard, I think. So yeah. Misophonia. Fear of germs, illnesses, and an enemy that is invisible yet omnipresent. Hypochondria. This text was written during the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020. Thousands dead each day. The serial-killing subway handlebar. We warned you. Right. I think this game is really like speaking on current world issues, especially the COVID-19. So there's that. This is hidden. I will just search it on Google. Nyctophobia. It's an irrational fear of contracting a disease, a type of specific phobia. Primary fears of this kind of are fear of contracting pulmonary tuberculosis, venereal diseases, cancer, and heart diseases. So I guess this is a fear of germs, fear of germs or bacteria. This is a fear of contracting a disease. So it's very similar. Miso and Nyctophobias, they're really similar. We've seen Nyctophobia already. And Phasmophobia. Let's see. Oh right, there is Phasmophobia. It's a game. Just realized. Right, that has released last year in, I think, October or November last year. Phasmophobia is an intense fear of ghosts, right? Okay. For people with a ghost phobia, the mere mention of supernatural things, ghosts, witches, vampires, can be enough to invoke the irrational fear. Other times, a movie or TV show might be responsible. So, I mean, fearing of ghosts is, I think most people would fear ghosts. I mean, you're afraid of ghosts, but I guess it's always that elevation, that development into a phobia. That's the difference between simply being afraid of something and having irrational fear of something. Squalophobia. For some, it's a weird squid thing with arms and legs. The thing from that book. For others, it's that Spielberg film with lots of teeth. In any case, only one thing is certain. The ocean is liquid death. So, is this the fear of sharks? Squalophobia. Yeah, fear of sharks. Fear of shark attacks. Fear of sharks in the water. This is a like, I mean, if you don't go swimming, this is not a problem, but I mean, going to the beach is a common thing, I think. Cocoaphobia, a being lives inside you, feeds off you, but it is not you. It will come out one day with a lot of pain, maybe even putting your life at risk. So as I had said in my last video, Cocoaphobia is a significant fear of childbirth. It is a common reason why some women request an elective C-section or C-section or cesarean section. The fear often includes fear of injury to the baby, genital tract, or death. Treatment may occur while counseling. It is a type of specific phobia. So I mean, only happens to women, but it is a very common thing because when you're pregnant, I read this somewhere. I think when you're pregnant, you like women can develop something that is called that can develop depression and like mood swings, depression, and their husband must should be there to support them mentally, especially mentally, so that they can go through that period smoothly without any significant depressions, fear of especially this Cocoaphobia, fear of actually giving birth. So they need a lot of support when they're actually pregnant. So yeah. And the last one, masculinity. If you pull on all the strings, belligerence, domestic violence, sexism, racism, homophobia, colonialism, and every other predatory or discriminatory attitude all follow a common objective. Prove that you are man, a real man. Why? I don't understand why this is a masculinity fear. The fear that lies behind aggressive masculinity. Wow, there's even a journal on this. An article, Confrontation and Loss of Control, Masculinity and Men's Fear in Public Space. The fear that lies behind aggressive masculinity. Okay, so it's so this is the speaking on what a real man would do. A real man would smoke. I think you see this a lot in high schools where there are groups and you're afraid to lose your friend, and then your friend offers you, for example, your quote-unquote friend offers you a drink, some sort of alcohol, and then or offers you some sort of smoke thing. Yeah, so and they say a real man would drink these, would have this drink, or a real man would smoke this cigarette or something like that, and then you're obligated to do that because you want to prove to your quote-unquote friend that you are a real man. But that is not something that is healthy, so try to avoid it. Try to make real friends. So yeah, that was all of the fears that can be seen in this game. I think it covers a whole bunch of different fears, a whole bunch of the common fears: fear of darkness, fear of germs, especially the fear of germs in the current scenario of the COVID-19, and then obviously fear of something like the insects one is really common too. Spiders, fear of the crowd is also a common one. And yeah, especially the masculinity, I can't pronounce this word. This is also it's not a real actual fear, actual phobia, but it is something that I think everyone gets experience when they're growing up. So yeah, I think this game does cover a lot of fears, and does bring out some of those fears that we have in ourselves that are hidden, and brings them out. And it can, I guess, be somewhat intense if you have these fears, but hopefully it does bring these fears to light for those of you, those people who don't know that these fears do exist in people. So, well, so these are all of the fears slash monsters in this game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular video on me explaining all of the fears, what they are, and going somewhat in depth on explaining, giving some of my knowledge on these fears. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you have learned something from this video, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye for now.